Hey, it's Lucas Kotwitz here.
And Brian Butler coming at you with another video where today we're going to be talking about schools, what we see wrong with public education as a whole, and to see if the plague that is spreading through our school is spreading elsewhere too. First, we're going to hit over excessive rules. There's a lot of things that we feel is wrong with the rules, things such as we're going to kick it off with cell phone usage in school. You and I both know River. And he is allowed to, him and his school, they're allowed to have their phones out during their free period, which is a lunch period, and is usually mandatorily an hour long. Like, even when you're working, even when I go to work, I have to have an hour-long lunch,
Yeah.
Ours is half an hour, and if we have our cell phone out, we get written up for it. Which I think is completely over excessive, considering that, it is a free period.
Other schools don't even care.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be a standard, ladies and gentlemen. Us as a community need to put our foot down and say that this has to be law. Otherwise, it's just going to continue. Because I'm getting pretty sick and tired of having to look over my shoulder to say hello to a friend outside of school during what is supposed to be my free period.
Yeah.
Yes,
like in the classroom, I could understand not, wanting people to text, but come on.
Indeed.
That's a little, unneeded.
And in the hallways, too?
Yeah.
I don't see a problem with it being in the hallways. I honestly don't. I mean, do you?
No, not really. I mean...
No.
Not a big deal.
No, it's just ridiculous that we are being stifled this much. I mean, I'd like to know if other schools are, like, as Nazism as we are. But I don't really see a point in not allowing kids to have their cell phones in the hallways and in the lunchroom during free period.
Yeah, I mean, you're not even supposed to have them for,
Yeah, and then study hall, too, Study halls are periods of time where you are supposed to use that a lot of time to work, and if you so choose not to, then your grades or whatnot may or may not suffer.
Yeah, and half the time I don't have any work, so what do? I sit there and pull my hair out because I'm so bored. You're not allowed to do anything. You're not even allowed to play games in study hall anymore. Come on now.
Yeah, you can't get on the computer.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another thing. Restriction on internet access at school. I swear to you, God, they haven't blocked 4chan yet. Which is, if you've ever been there, it is the cesspool of the internet. Murder, mayhem, there's ponies everywhere. It's ridiculous. They have not blocked that, but they have blocked Google Images on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
Explain that to me, please. Someone, please. No one? Alright. Well, next thing to talk about is another thing that gets over-dramatized. Bringing open containers into school. We have this said to us every morning by a little queer. Don't bring open containers into the fucking school. Well, why? Here's the backstory. A few kids brought in vodka one day.
Yeah.
Mike's Harder lemonade. And just alcoholic beverages in them.
Showed it to Mr. Markle.
Yeah. The point being, these kids are stupid and it's ruining the experience for the rest of us. There are kids who walk in from McDonald's with an orange substance in a McDonald's cup. That's orange juice.
Yeah.
You can come over and smell it. It does not have an alcoholic smell. Granted, I'm going to resent you for smelling my orange juice, but...
Yeah.
And coffee that's steaming still. Teachers can have their drinks in their classrooms and drink them in front of us. Their excuse is that
they don't really have restrictions on their cell phones.
Yeah, they... Like, our red-haired math teacher, for example. sits there and texts avidly in class. You know, just plain out there, like, oh yeah, I got my hands in my drawer and I'm looking at my drawer for an extended period of time, then I'm going to close it.
Yeah.
That's not obvious at all. That you're either going to have to follow the rules that are laid for the younger people as well, or you're going to have to change them so, you know, only the bad people are being punished.
Yeah, really.
I mean, you can't... That's an irresponsibility when someone says, I can't figure out who's doing it, so I'm just going to punish the whole group. That is irresponsible, and it happens everywhere, sadly. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all had it. Like, tell me you've had a time where someone else has been doing something stupid to you, stupid around you even. You're not even a part of it, and you still get in trouble for it somehow.
Yeah.
Tell me that shit happens to you on a daily basis. And I will believe you. Because it happens to us. All day, every day. No problem. Another thing. School is really supposed to be getting you ready for the real world, correct? That would be the general consensus on what school is for. When you agree, Luke?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
What job in the real world is requiring me to go home for 6 hours and do extra work and then bring it back for a performance review?
Yep, that's very true.
I don't really understand the point of homework. I personally believe that homework should be optional. And I mean, if you agree with this, then, you know, tell me so. Because I believe homework is something that is beneficial. It is something to help you learn. But when it is forced upon you every damn night,
yeah,
it becomes more of a hindrance than a help. Because kids aren't really doing their homework. They're finding a fastest way to get it done so they can go and do what they were meant to do. Be kids.
That is very true, yeah.
We are meant to spend time with each other and, you know, meander off into the wilderness and beat the shit out of each other with sticks and come back with bruises the next day. What were you doing? I fell down a flight of fists.
Yeah.
You know, we're not meant to be sitting inside, how is this triangle going to help me later in life? It's not.
Yeah,
it's not
that's
going.
What makes it really hard to sit there and take is because I know I won't need that shit, and that makes it really difficult for me to do anything in that class other than hate it more.
And that's one of the problems with generalized education. They're putting a blanket on what they basically say what we need to learn. I don't need to learn about. I don't need much history. I don't need science at all. I need a lot of math. I could use more math classes. Let's get rid of the science and jump into more math for me.
Yeah.
And business, and because I want to be an accountant. And for you, you need your engineering courses and your metalworking and your machinery.
And math.
Because you want to be a machinist. Am I right?
Yeah. No, I don't really need history at all. So.
And I don't need to know about you know, some 200-pound man getting thrown in the air and then what is the force applied by the ground on the man when he hits the ground. I don't care. I would rather his face gets cracked so the hospital that I'm working for can generate revenue so I can buy new fancy shit for them. You know?
Yeah.
And that's not going to help me because I'm not going to go out there and say, hey, you should put on about 30 pounds so you can crack your skull.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. As funny as it would be. What else? What else is there wrong with the school system today? The list is so long that we can't cover all. Yeah, what isn't wrong is a better question. Favoritism. This is one of the things that gets me, and you can tell when it happens. People who pick favorites between genders. The art teacher does this. You and I both know this. If you don't, then I'll inform you. Basically, this art teacher will give, if you're a female, just take class. You could sit there and draw stick figures all year. You will get A+ all year. But if you are a male, you had better paint like Picasso, motherfucker. You're not getting a good grade. It's pretty saddening that, you know, it's come to this. And I've complained multiple times But the school system is so corrupt that your child is not going to get help they need, help they want, and you are not going to be able to get rid of anyone who is who's favoritist or sexist or just all around hates your child.
Yeah.
And the number one thing, though, that we all have to realize before we take any course of action, and that is, why would the teacher hate your kid? We all need to believe that, as in the previous discussion, there are douchebags in this society. Your child may be one of them.
Yeah.
Sorry to say. It's just something that's going to happen. But if you've got a kid who doesn't do anything wrong at home and is relatively good, just secludes himself in his room and watches YouTube, you can probably deduce that he is not going to be a problem at school. He's just going to do his work and want to come home and watch more YouTube.
Yeah.
It's all about learning the habits. And just, please, for the love of God, if you don't do anything else today, share this video with someone out of state. Someone. Let them know what kind of crap that goes on in the schools. This isn't coming from people who are like college students with college degrees. This is coming from the source. And just beware if your teachers recommend a thing called power teaching.
Oh, fuck no.
Do I need to say more? Co-host who rarely talks just said, oh, fuck no.
Yeah.
You don't need power teaching. Power teaching is essentially students teaching students.
And the teacher talking so fucking fast you can't understand what they're saying.
Basically, for 42 minutes, the teacher will stand up there, take notes, and you will sit there and you will try to keep up with her. And whatever you don't get, you cannot ask her. You have to ask your teammates first.
Yeah.
And every group is arranged by grade, so if you're one of the higher grades in the class and you don't know something, kiss your ass goodbye and kiss the grade goodbye. Because all you're going to be doing is helping some hillbilly retard sitting in the corner not paying attention with a huge dip in that none of the teachers can see.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be sitting next to some little hussy on her cell phone during class because she can't have it in the lunchroom. Get conversation out of the way, woman. Please. It disgusts me.
Indeed.
It's a disgusting topic, but you have to talk about it. You have to get it out there. Or else it's just going to stay the same. And I know that I don't want my brothers going through what is going on right now. Because there's no way. I mean, luckily they don't have my last name, so whatever wrongdoing I do here will,
right.
not be affected on them. But if you're an older sibling, just starting high school, set a good example with your superiors, because it will make your younger siblings' lives a lot easier. I've seen it happen. And it's, again, that's favoritism. It's not pretty, but it happens. People are not good enough to the point where they will not make an assumption of you before they really know you. They will judge, and they will judge happily.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty much all we have to say about the educational system, unless you have something else.
Not really. You pretty much got it.
But, power teaching, stay away from it. Favoritism in your schools, tell your parents, love of God, tell them if your teacher's being sexist or they're picking favorites with someone, grading you more harshly than someone else. Don't deny it, but as long as your parents know, chances are they won't be so harsh on you. During the time when I had that art teacher, I told them that grade was going to be low because he hated me. And the reason he hated me was A, because I was male, and B, because I was Republican. I shit you not. Tell your parents about the favoritism. Tell them about everything. They can do more than you can, sad but true. That'll be all for today. Hope you enjoyed this little rant on the public school system. My name is Brian.
I'm Lucas.
And we hope you